Today we are creating a simple July 4th tablescape in this dining room. It's going to be a fun video full of tips, tricks, and ideas, so I hope you'll stick around. So some of the things that I picked up for this tablescape, the first one is this oversized color block table runner. It is 20 by 108, so it'll fit the whole length of my table. I love the print on it. It's just cream and navy blue. I can't really use a stark white in this room because I have beige walls and the stark white just looks too much for this room. So I thought this would be a good base for the table. And then for this next item that I'm using, y'all know how much I love layering and textures on a tablescape or any decor. I think that it really makes a space. And when I saw this, I knew it would be perfect for this Patriotic tablescape. It is this eyelet table runner. Now this one is shorter, it's 72 inches, but it will be perfect as a layering runner. It is the perfect chambray color with just the sweetest eyelet detail on it. And then the edges are scalloped. It is just the prettiest runner. I did get this from Magnolia, and I will link it if they have any more available. This was on clearance when I bought it, and so they may all be gone. But if they're not, I will link it and you can get you one because it is perfect for a simple tablescape or summer tablescape. It's just beautiful. So we're going to layer that on top of the color block runner. I think it's going to be really pretty and bring in that beautiful blue color and just be a relaxed look for our tablescape. To make this table runner look a little bit more relaxed and layered, I'm just going to scrunch it up a little bit in the middle just to give it that layered look. And I like to add a little something unexpected to the table. So for our pop of red, we are adding Terra Cotta pots. These are perfectly aged, and we're just going to add them to the middle of the table. And I'm going to add something to these. You'll have to wait and see what I'm adding to these, but I think these are going to be a fun addition to this table. And so this is what's going to make it a muted Patriotic tablescape, and I think that it's going to be so beautiful and worn and just absolutely stunning with the Terra Cotta pots as our pop of red. You know how much I love these, and I have just thought how I could use these in my tablescape. And I think it's going to be a lovely addition to this room and this tablescape. The next thing I'm using are an assortment of brass candlesticks. I pick these up when I see them at the thrift store, and I have different shapes and sizes, which I want a different height variation on the table just to give it more interest. And I did pull out my brass candlesticks that are trumpets. I usually use these at Christmas, but for the 250th birthday of America, and I'm sure 1776, there were lots of horns and people celebrating. So I'm probably going to incorporate these into the tablescape as well. We'll just see how it goes. And I also have different height and variations of these brass trumpet candlesticks, so they'll be fun to incorporate into the tablescape. These are some of my favorite candles. These are battery operated and they look like real wax, and I use them a lot in our tablescapes. I never use real flame candles. I just always use these battery operated, and they come with a remote control, so they're very convenient, and I love these so much. I've got to get a battery for another one, but I'm going to put those in the candlesticks. I'll link these in case you're interested because they are super convenient and they look very realistic. I bought these placemats from Home Goods, and I love the woven detail of them. They'll add a lot of texture to the table. And I think I've got a set of 4 for like $14.99. And they had several of these in store, so if you're looking for something like this, maybe you can check in store and pick you up some. But they're a really good price. These are usually pretty pricey, and I love the look of these for this table. So I did choose these brown plates, and these are from a company called MalaCasa. I thought they would be so pretty for this muted Patriotic tablescape. I didn't want to go with a traditional red, white, and blue because that doesn't really fit in my room or my home. And so I wanted to think outside the box a little bit and use these beautiful dishes. My simple July 4th tablescape was inspired by this beautiful Stoneware dinnerware set from MalaCasa. Thank you, MalaCasa, for sponsoring today's video. Right out of the box, I was impressed with the color. I chose the brown set, and it features the perfect combination of a soft gray-brown on top with a rich cognac brown on the underside. The pieces feel substantial, well-made, and timeless. Exactly the look I love for a collected table. These dishes are also microwave, dishwasher, oven, and freezer safe, making them as practical as they are beautiful. MalaCasa offers durable porcelain dinnerware, ceramic bakeware that I have my eye on, and serving pieces designed for everyday use. Their Glide Coat glaze technology helps create scratch-resistant and stain-resistant surfaces that are easy to care for and safe for both the dishwasher and the microwave. I also love that these dishes are available in several colors and styles, so it's easy to find something that fits your home and your personal style. Since MalaCasa is available on Amazon, shipping is fast and everything arrives securely packaged. For our tablescape, I chose the 12-piece set, which provides service for 4. But if you need additional place settings, the pieces are so budget-friendly that it's easy to expand your collection over time without spending a fortune. If you would like to check these dishes out for yourself and the other products that MalaCasa offers, you can use my code OCHOMEMC to save on their already great prices. I will have everything linked in the description box for you so you can check them out, and I know that you'll love them as much as I do. Thank you again, MalaCasa, for sponsoring today's video. And then next, I did order these beautiful hem-stitch napkins. They are a beautiful flax color. They've got just a little bit of the cream that ties in with the table runner, and then that little bit of brown. These are so beautiful. I think you can dress them up on a table or dress them down for just an outdoor gathering. But I will link these because these are from Amazon and they are really nice quality. and just a beautiful napkin. And then to tie it all together, I did find this ribbon on Etsy, and it is so pretty. It has the date 1776 to 2026 stamped on it. That is a muted red that's going to be beautiful and tie in our terracotta. And then the background is a beautiful flax color that is going to fit in so well with our napkins. Such beautiful ribbon for our tablescape. I did buy 2 of these so that we would have enough for all of our napkins and our place settings. So I'm excited to incorporate this into our tablescape. And then another element that I'm using in this tablescape are my bamboo cutlery. This is the lighter one. I also have one that has darker handles that I'll probably pull out in the fall and winter. But for this tablescape, I'm using the lighter brown. And I also found this on Amazon. I'll link it for you because it was a really good find for a great price. And these are so beautiful, and I think they're going to be lovely in our tablescape to add that little bit of texture and to tie in with all of the browns and just give us that extra little something that we need for the table. I needed some pretty glasses for our tablescape, and I've shared on here before how much I love Ross. And while I was in there the other day, I came across these pretty glasses for 99 cents each. And I think that this is probably cheaper than what you can get them at the thrift store, and these are brand new. I love the little dot detail on these, and I think they are a very good price. Well, when I looked further on this aisle, I found this box of 10 already packaged together, and they are the same exact glassware with the little dots. They were in perfect condition, and these were selling for $9.99 for the whole set of 10. I thought they would be perfect for our tablescape, so I picked them up to incorporate them into our tablescape. I went out this morning and cut some of my hydrangeas. They're starting to antique, which I love that look, but I wanted them to be more blue and patriotic looking. But I did find this one with a little brown on the edges, and I think that it will go well with the browns we are using in our tablescape. And I also picked some lime lights. These probably could go a little bit longer on the stem. You see how that's not fully in bloom, but I think that they will be beautiful in the arrangement. And then I also picked some of this greenery that we have in the yard, and I'm going to add it to the arrangement in the middle of the table in those terracotta pots. For our terracotta pots, I just need something that holds water, and since they are two different sizes, I'm using a red solo cup in the middle pot, and then for the two side terracotta pots, I'm just using a Starbucks cup. And when I get the flowers all inside, you will not even be able to see this, so not fancy, but it serves the purpose. Okay, so now we are decorating the buffet. I want it to kind of balance out the table, and so I have used a chambray runner, and then I used this navy and white striped runner on top of that to layer it, and I just bunched it up like I did with the runner on the table, just to give it a little bit more interest and a little bit more color, and I like the layered look. And then I just put this pedestal here. This is one that I got at a local store in town, but I know they have them on Etsy, so I'll link one of those for you if you're interested. I love it, and I use it all over the house. So now I'm going to work off of this. This is just my base, and just add some more elements over here that tie into the table and just give it a finished look. So I'm going to add to that white pedestal this blue and white double happiness vase. I found this at an estate sale about a year ago, and I've just filled it full of my faux hydrangeas from Pottery Barn. These are such a pretty color. They are just an off-white, and they almost look antique. So they will work well with my muted tablescape, and they've got just a little bit of green peeking out to give it a little bit of life over here. So I'm just going to place this on the pedestal. And then I also have this blue and white jar. I think I found this at an antique store. And I always like to style these together, my blue and white containers. And so I'm just going to put it here and scrunch up that table runner just a little bit. So to this vase, I'm going to add some dried hydrangeas because I think that it will add in the browns that I have on the table. And y'all know how much I love my dried hydrangeas. I have a basket full of them. I have them all over the house. So I'm just going to pick some from these and add them to this vase for this buffet. So on this side, I just mirrored the terracotta pots that are on the table and put 2 small ones here. I put a dried hydrangea bloom in that one, and this one I just turned it on its side, and some of the little flowers that fell off when I was putting them in the big vase, I just put them in this. And then I have this grapevine bale that I found while thrifting, and I tied that brown and cream stripe ribbon on it to bring in more brown on this side of the room, and I'm just gonna place it there right behind the terracotta pots, and that adds a little bit of texture and color, and I think it ties in really well with those terracotta pots. And then in front of these I added a gold bell, and this ties in with the brass candlesticks that are on the table, and then I just tied that same brown and cream ribbon here. The brown ties in with the table, the cream with the hydrangeas and the napkins and the other elements on the table, and just kind of just let it lay like it would, just to fill in that little spot there. And that's it for the buffet. I think that it turned out really pretty, simple, and it's exactly the look I was going for. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this type of content, please give us a thumbs up. It helps out our channel so much. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing all of y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.